Okay, hopefully I'm going to have a signal for this whole thing. And I'm here in Mukdahan, obviously the Mekong River there. And right here, this is for these guys that were stationed that flows into the Mekong here. If you remember it from back then, it's the same place it was. It hasn't moved. So it should be some kind of point of reference for everybody. I'm going to walk over to, okay, I'm losing it and getting it back and whatever. But anyhow, that's it down there. Well, now we're looking downriver, or southern wise. Now, I know all this shit wasn't here back then because it wasn't all here when I first moved here 20-some years ago. But I just want to give you, there's ferry crossing right there. Much bigger building than it was. If there was even a building there, probably just a shack. I'd walk over to the river, but I'm probably going to lose the signal. I've taken stills there before, so there you go. Anyhow, coming up on what Mukdahan Thai, I believe, is its name. This was here. I doubt if it had as much shit as it's got now, but it's a point of reference. That's what I want you guys to have, is because things were here. There were ladies out here exercising in the morning when you guys are here. And they are now. And everybody's wearing black because they're not supposed to be having fun there at morning. Even though it's Isan morning. Either way you want to spell it, with no U or just an O. Anyhow, okay, we're moving along here. All of this stuff, this is new. This is the new immigration building. Shack was probably the same spot, unless the shack was over there. Don't know, but that's the story. That's the way it is. Here's the what. All of these buildings weren't here. I believe the Ubusat, the Sala, the main building, was here, according to the story. And I haven't looked to see if there's a date or a year on it. It doesn't really mean anything. This is it. From that corner on the upriver side to this corner, and I think it's Thomas Widner or Widener or whatever. I've got a video that I've done. It'll be posted on YouTube that goes down the soy where you lived. Anyhow, there's, wait till this, okay, this guy's not going by, so I'll walk across the soy here. Anyhow, that's it now today, whatever. Now there's this key that runs along the river, which is falling into the river, but that's beside the point. Now, here's another couple landmarks. There's a great big friggin' tree here at this end, or just left of Soy Borihan. That was probably, I mean, it's probably been here for a few hundred years. So this should be some kind of landmark to folks. And here's Soy Borihan. Now at the end of Soy Borihan, off to the left, even years ago, should have been the police headquarters or the cop shop. That wouldn't be near as big as it is now, but it probably was there from information I've been given. Okay, now we're going to walk back here to, and so far so good, sort of signal-wise. Now yesterday I was talking to people. I don't know if there was one hotel or two hotels, old hotels, along the street here. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, because people, when you ask them a question, will generally, in a lot of ways, they'll give you an answer, but it might not be a correct answer. One, they're just trying to satisfy you, shut you up, and get rid of you. The other one is, this is what they were told. And very often in Thailand, people get told things, I know it's really hard to believe, that aren't true. Hence, ergo, and fart with, this is what happens. But anyhow, we're going to go up the road here. I shut off Wi-Fi so it doesn't accidentally lock onto Wi-Fi and then I lose it. Something I learned a long time ago. Breeze out this morning. For you guys in the west, it's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. We just got people out in jackets and woolly cap. Now, this is the soy or the road that goes to Camp Viking. Yesterday, I've got a video on YouTube that shows it looking towards the river so you can see pretty much everything there is to see. Okay, now we're coming up to the first soy that runs parallel to the river directly behind the Wat. Now, even looking at the map, I've got a 1/50,000 map, but the trouble with the 1/50,000 map is whoever did these cut out the legend. So I doubt if the roads, even in that map, are correct. Now, I'm going to stop. We're going to look upriver, and it obviously dead ends because there's that little river coming across. Looking this way, we're looking at Soy Burihan, and there's buildings all along there. Okay, we're going to continue on here. And this is the next street. I'm not sure which ones were here and which ones were here. I've been given to understand that this street was here back in the day. There's a little rat dog here, and I really don't like them because they're generally like little people sometimes. They're whatever. Okay, moving right along. Now this street, at this point in time, and 20 years ago, goes off, and I'm going to show you here in a second. It jogs off to the right and crosses over that little river and then runs relatively along the Mekong. This road goes down and out of town and along the river down to Don Sai and on towards Ubon, sort of. And there's a Saudi cop. And here's, okay, just in case you're ever wondering, zebra crossings here are road art. If you're in it, you're fair game in Thailand. Anyhow, now I'm going to try and cross the street back and forth because there's, according to some people, right over here is an old Thai hotel. I don't know if it's there. Let me walk over and give you the name of this road. I'll come back here. And the name of this soy, in case anybody remembers, and Thomas Widener or Widner or whatever, sorry. This is Samut Saktarak. Let me look at it Thai and see. Sana, yeah. Toin. Is this Tanon? Tanon. Okay. Samut Saktarak. So, okay, that's that road that runs parallel to the river. Okay, so here we are marching on again. Hopefully, since I'm putting all this time into this thing, I make it. I hope. Anyhow, now, let me cross over. The other story I get on this whole thing is just past that, on the left, was an old wooden hotel. Now, I don't know, it would be, there's the corner. I'm going to sweep over 10, 15 meters past that was supposedly an old. Now, I've got two names, something like Toy Kasem or Top Kasem, and the other name I get is Hong Tong. I don't know. Now, here's an old building. I don't know how long it's been here. Maybe, maybe not. But if it helps give you guys a landmark, hey, I'm here. Glad to do it. I don't know how long this little shrine's been here. I haven't seen a date. If there's a date, I'll check later today. Okay, we're moving along. I don't know what side the soy name or street name is going to be on. I don't see, some have it and some don't. So, but I'm giving you the ones that are here. These are banks. Most of this shit is, I mean, most of this stuff is new. And anyhow, there's another soy. Runs parallel, generally, looking north and looking south. Now, another question is, was there a fountain here in town? Whoops, you got to be careful of also hanging electric wires. Most of them are phone and stuff like that. I doubt. I'm going to go a little later today, sometime after 9. It's now only 6:30 in the morning. Over to the provincial office and see if I can find any photos going back to the day. And hopefully, if the provincial office doesn't have it, they might know if the Detachment or the Emperor office has it. Because back in 1960, whatever, Mukdahan wasn't a province. It was a district of Nakhon Phanom. So, here we go. Here's another old rickety building. Don't know, can't tell you. Don't have a clue. Okay, now we're coming up to the major intersection that, best information I've got, this was all, now this area might have been part of Viking back in the day. I don't know. There's two guys, I can't remember the other guy's name, and he went by a nickname. There's two people whose information I'm kind of working with besides local information, because it's the only two that I could piece together information. Okay, I'm going to cross the street just to show you once we get here. Now, I don't know how long this road's been here. It was probably dirt. There could well have been dirt back in the 60s. Beats the hell out of me. I'm just donkeying along. Now, one bit of information I get is from this intersection, this is not the southeast corner of Viking. The southeast corner of Viking would have been farther down the road here, going to where I was told along past here. Let me keep walking in and I'll give you a peek inside towards where the nurses' housing for the hospital is now. Back then, Mukdahan wasn't a province. If there was a hospital here, it probably wasn't much more than a clinic, and I don't know. So that's that. But what we've just walked up from the ferry crossing, same street, perpendicular to the river. There you go. I'll probably do it again maybe tomorrow morning in higher resolution for with the newer camera. Okay, there's a water tower. How long that water tower's been there, I don't know. It is basically south, at the south end of the whole thing, whereas if I remember correctly, the water tower I read about was at the north end of this whole thing. There's the hospital. I think part of that may be the nurses' quarters. Not sure. I will find out later today and tomorrow. Don't know. Obviously, this was not here coming to the right. There's the existing Sadaklang. On time maps, they call it town hall. It's not the town hall. The Detachment office is the town hall. If anything's the town hall. This is the provincial offices. And sometimes after 8, that's where I will go. But this area, as best I can gather, was part of Viking. Now, in the information I read, even though the information I read, the latitude and longitude, is certainly not here, but the information I've read from the input you guys have sent me, or the guys have sent me, and I can get from the people here, is this was part of it. Now, I've also read that the runway was 2,000 feet long, which is 600 and change, the better part, nearly 700 meters long, or 0.7 kilometers, by 150 wide. The photos I've seen show the runway, or the airstrip I should say, on the east side of the camp. I don't know. So looking at 100 feet and extrapolating, or however you want to call it, coming this way, the camp should have extended out over there. Now that's a new building. I don't know if that's the Nyampa's office or whatever. But anyhow, okay, that's the end of this morning's search, and hopefully once I get it online and on YouTube, I'll let you all know and you can have a look. Hopefully, otherwise I'm going to do it all over again. Take care. Bye.